Thank you for listening to episode 6 of the Daddy's Boys podcast. My name is Ben.
My name is Ben.
My name is Evan.
If you enjoy the show, please leave us a rating on anything that you're on. Be sure to check us out on YouTube at the Daddy's Boys podcast and on Instagram at the Daddy's Boys podcast.
I'm back.
Okay, I was going to ask you to do an intro.
Oh, I thought you were...
Or no, you do an intro.
Bro, you got it this one. That was good.
Well, I'm not all grogged up before the podcast for once.
But somebody I am.
Did you say somebody am? Yeah, and it's Ben. So we have these little bottles of sake, and we got Evan one, and we all have one each. And I probably have, I don't know, a third of mine gone. Ben hasn't even opened his, but Evan got here, and within 8 seconds of him even getting here, he chugs down about 7/8 of the bottle.
What can I tell you? It's been a long day.
That's about
Sake.
to get...
I'm under these time restraints where you're like, hey, when you get in here?
Well, yeah.
When you get in here?
How's it going?
I was here like 4 days early.
I know you live here, dog.
Tell that to my girlfriend.
Damn, where do you stay?
Your house with Nala.
Yo,
under the deck?
Am I the only one that still... I know, because we used to do it. When Evan would leave and we're in town, we had to use the restroom, we just go to his house. You still do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've done that a few times.
Like this week or?
Today.
Oh, it's today.
Yeah. No, one time you were actually there, and I remember calling you because I really needed to take a shit. And
Talking about work?
Yeah, no, I'm about to get to that. I think that the boss was there at the place where we all worked at. And so I didn't want to just stop by because I didn't work there anymore. And I really needed to take a shit. So I called you and I was like, hey man, I need to take a shit so bad. And you're like, all right, well, I'm out in the shop. So I just run inside and take a dump. But the last time I needed to take a piss so fucking bad. And so I was like, I can't just piss on the side of the road, and I don't want to go inside of a gas station because I have kidney stones and I'm kind of moan whenever I take a piss. And so I was like, I want to be somewhere a little bit private. And so I go to your house, and it's like 7 or 8 and it's night. It was probably during the winter and you were at work. And so I go to your house, I just walk behind the truck and I take a piss outside.
I was like, how'd this guy get in?
No, I didn't go in the house. Nah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I usually go to the back door.
Inside
Bro,
the back door?
you can't even get to the back door.
Yeah, Nala's out there. She'll fuck you up.
No, we're cool now.
Oh, yeah.
You know why I always wear pants? Because I have a bunch of bite marks.
Battle scars.
Now
I have Kevlar pants every time I go.
You wearing boots? You have boots for taking a dump at Evan's house. You have to run in real quick because Nala will chase you down and fucking latch on.
Imagine just a dude popping a squat, just getting one arm torn away by a dog.
Wiping with the other hand. Are you using toilet paper whenever you do it? Are you wiping clean?
He's on that grass gang.
That grass gang. You just like
That's
a dog
usually
to where
before you
a dog.
mow the yard.
You know what happens whenever a dog needs to itch its ass? And it just sits
crawling
down and starts wiping. That's what Ben
He just
does.
drags his ass all the way across the yard.
What is that called whenever a dog does that? They're like scratching their ass because they have ringworm or some shit.
I don't know, but it's...
Well,
I've seen
Ben
that
probably
in,
never
like...
sees it. He scratches his own dog's ass.
Oh. I've only seen
He
that.
sees it, starts to do it. He's like, no, come over here.
He starts getting jealous of the ground.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is about your voice, but you have the weirdest thing ever to where whenever you're quiet, it like sits below everybody else's voice, but whenever you're loud, it sits way above everybody else's, you know? And I didn't mean to confuse you. I was just saying words.
I was going to say
you didn't
something.
need to start
I was going to say
weird.
something, but I was like, no, because they'll definitely turn this around and make fun of me with
what
this.
was
joke.
it?
No, I'm not going to say it.
Just say it.
I was going to say it's like, just because I got a long throat. No, I can see. The wheels are turning.
What big throat you have to put all this dick in. What big ears you have. All better to hear you with, dear. You know Red Riding Hood? with the wolf. What big, what a big gaping hole you have. All better for this dick, my.
I guess I read the abridged.
Get off your phone.
I read the abridged version.
What are you doing?
It's stuff in the podcast.
Well,
What's the point of looking at stuff for the podcast if you're not on the podcast?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Phones
I
up.
got
This
you.
is family time.
All right, give me the rest of this bottle.
Dude, don't. We need you here for. You're already tipsy,
Drink your Shirley
bro.
Temple.
Okay, I'm good. You know,
can have
my
a-
Shirley Temple's doing good.
That went down way too easy. It tastes almost exactly
Dude,
like
it was
water.
giving me fucking chills. I would drink like a quarter of it, almost throw up, and get chills. I'm just like,
I gotta do it again.
my body's just.
What the fuck was that?
Bro, that was the feeling of my body. That was the feeling it was making. Was
Yo, get this guy some crack. He's fiending.
Yo, let's bust out the crack pipes.
yo, where are they? Nah, get that away from me.
Why?
Because I feel like the FBI is watching me now.
We'll pull out one.
So, speaking of meth pipes, I remember I was...
In an alleyway, I had first seen this lady, and then she gave me this crack pipe.
I'm telling a story. Can
Oh,
you your
sorry.
story wait, Evan?
I thought I was reading your mind.
Got him.
No, that's definitely your mind. I was
Evan was the lady.
Yeah.
explains a lot. So I was
What big throat you have, sir? I'm here to buy some crack.
no.
All better to suck you with. Yo, just let me get some,
Sir,
bro.
I'm here.
Grandma.
I'm here to buy some crack. I have a big throat.
All right, tell a story.
Yeah, come on. So I was taking a delivery for our hand cream business. I was working in a different town because they needed me over there, and spread out of business.
Where heroes are needed. You go.
Yeah. And so it was one of the last deliveries of the day, and I was like, all right, this is the last one, and then I get to go home. So I had to go down this random street, and as I'm driving down, I'm looking for the address. It was 510, and I'm going, and it starts off on 300, and then it goes down to 1. I was like, oh, okay, already this place is messed up. And so I keep going, and then it goes 490, and then there was this like trailer park, not trailer park, but just like trailer with like boarded up windows on it, which I don't know why you would have that on a trailer, but I pulled up there thinking, oh, this got to be 500 or 510, because there was one and then one next to it. So I pull up there, and this dog runs out. I was like, oh, hey, and I'm like petting it, and then some guy comes out like, you're not supposed to be here. And I was like, what?
Go up to a meth lab?
I think I might have.
What the fuck?
He had like no teeth and like,
Smell like cat piss out there?
okay, I can't smell, so maybe. But he's like, this is private property, you can't be here. I was like, oh, I'm just looking for this address. Can you help me? He's like, better go back where he came from.
Oh my
And I was
god.
like, is it up the street? Or he's like, just not here, son. And then 2 more people walk
What?
out, and they're like just staring at me. And I was like,
I think I know where
so
you're
I'm
talking
going to go
about.
back this way. If not, I'll get out of here. Point is, I'm leaving. He's like, good. You best be getting out of here. And I was like, this is definitely a meth lab out here.
I think I know where you're talking about. You're talking about a trailer where you pull into a trailer park?
No, it's just like, well, there's like houses there because it's out in rural.
Oh, okay.
And so I just went down the street, and there's houses on either side. And then there was just like this one like trailer sitting by itself.
Okay.
And then houses after that.
Because there's this place next to my sister's house, and it's a trailer with boarded up windows, and I thought that it was their house because they moved out of their apartment into a trailer home before they bought an actual house. And I remember I went to go watch my little nephew, and I pulled up, and I was like, this is where they're living? And the windows were all boarded up. There were like fucking baby toys out there, like the little actual baby. What's it called? It's like a little doll, you know? And
Like the doll's got like the rosy like cheek patches things and stuff like that, or
No, it's like an actual baby to where you lift it up and its eyes open. You put it down, its eyes close. It has like an asshole that poops. And shit. I'm saying that that's what those things look like. I didn't fucking examine the thing. I was just saying that's what it looked like. So I pulled up there and I got out and some dude got out and I was like, this ain't the house. And so I got back in my car and I fucking pulled out. And then all I see is my little nephew standing across the road waving at me all concerned. And he was like, come here, come here, come here. And then I fucking pull out. I pull into the driveway. And then the dude's walking across the road and he's like, come in, come in. And so I fucking come inside. I'm like, who the fuck was that? He was just like, I don't know, but he tried to bite me a while back.
Yo, what the hell?
I was like, Jesus Christ. And so he starts walking up to the house and I was like, he's not fucking coming over here. So I come out and I was like, stay inside. Don't open the fucking window. Don't even look out. And I walk outside. I was like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, why were you at my estate? And I'm like, first of all, if you're calling a fucking trailer home an estate, you have some really life examining to do because that's just not an estate. An estate is like fucking property. That shit's a trailer home, my guy. Nothing against people living in trailer homes. I'm saying that shit was boarded up. It's not an estate. He was like, we don't take kindly to people trespassing around here. And I'm like, man, I pulled into the wrong house or the wrong lot. He was like, well, make sure it doesn't happen again. I'm like, obviously it's not. I didn't just decide to show up at your house. I wasn't going to fucking walk inside of your trailer. It's all boarded up. You have like cats running around fucking each other outside.
no.
Bro, it's always fucking cats everywhere at those trailers. I don't understand it.
And all that I see is like at the end of the trailer, you know, where like the bedrooms are, I guess, to where it has the room all the way at the end. I just see this lady and she's lifting up a little curtain looking out at me. And then anytime that I look at her, she'd slam it down. And then she would lift it back up again. And I'd look back and she'd fucking slam it back down. I was like,
what's she doing out there?
Yeah. They're either cooking meth in there or there's like a weird orgy going on to where it's a mixture of humans and animals that they just don't want me to witness.
Jacob, don't let him next to our poppy.
Jacob.
What's her name? Marlene?
Marlene.
Darlene. From Ozark.
Don't worry, darling.
Oh.
Don't worry, darling. I always thought their name was Darlin because every time that I watched the show, I was fucking hammered. So
Dude.
I also thought that the show was about a dude doing legitimate business with a bunch of
investors.
Yeah, international investors.
You could say that about it.
Yeah.
Those stories remind me of this one delivery I took. And so it was like nighttime. It was off down in these like ranches and stuff. And I pull up to the house and I'm thinking like, okay, people are going to be in the house. No, not a fucking light. I had to have a flashlight to see anything.
Was it in the middle of nowhere? Or?
Yeah, it was in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Like way on the outskirts where it starts getting rural.
Yeah.
And I'm going down this, I'm at this house. Mm-hmm. And then I see, there's lights at this little like garage or something, the shack behind there. I'm like, okay, maybe they're just chilling back there. I pull up and these like massive dogs. There's like a lab and like 2 German shepherds.
Oh, it's my
like
house.
Run. Okay, is it? I don't know if you know what I'm about to say, dog. All right, these dogs run up to my freaking car and they're just barking like no other. They're like fucking about to kill me. And this dude comes out and he's like, quick, get down. And I was like, y'all got a delivery? He's like, yeah. And I'm like handing him the shit. And while I'm handing him all the stuff.
Product.
Yeah, the product.
All the foot creams.
Yeah.
Foot creams and scented foot creams.
I'm looking at the little shack. There's like axes and like
oh my God.
Swords on the walls and stuff.
Oh, you found a simp.
And no.
You found an incel.
And then there's some there's some crosses there and stuff.
Did you deliver to a crusader?
No. All right.
He's ready to go fucking raiding.
There's some fucking dudes in some goddamn white robes.
Oh,
back
no way.
there.
No
I'm
fucking
dead
way.
serious.
Are you serious?
Bro, it was like a little KKK meetup.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
Well,
was
that
like-
story tops ours.
I was
Yo.
like, bro, I
I've been
gotta
delivered to
get
the clan.
Yeah.
That's
Take a
it.
delivery.
We're done with the.
I feel like I'm probably a little like, I'm an accomplice to the clan.
Let's get him on the podcast.
Nah,
not for
but-
my sake. I'm not part of the clan, Ben. Chill.
All right, I'll get y'all the hookup.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to
In
Daddy's
case you didn't know, Evan is Mexican.
The Mexican.
Ben is Mexican, and I'm Jewish, so we don't get along with the clan too well.
Thank you for listening to Daddy's Work Podcast. This
Okay.
is the end.
I just
Evan topped it off.
I want to
That's
clarify, I'm not Jewish. Okay, I'm not.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's German.
I'm what? What was that? I'm Jamin?
Was that? Were you trying to say German or were you trying to say like, yeah, man?
I'm
I don't know.
Jamin.
I don't know.
I'm
The
Jamaican.
fucking grog
Yeah,
just
that-
hit me a little hard right
Dude,
now.
I told you not to drink
I
all that
know.
sake.
Yo.
No, but yeah,
You better go ask the clan
Those-
if you can hang out.
those dudes are just, they fucking kind of like closed the doors to right when I saw them. I was like, yo,
They're like,
fuck this. I'm never coming out here
they're like, hey,
again.
fellow Texan, how's it going? We're
Wow,
doing
I
great.
love diversity, and I love it so much that, man, I wish that our president could have served 12 terms. Wink.
You check our shit out? Come check out the shit.
Have you,
should-
ever seen a
should-
cross that lit up? It's pretty cool. Hey, do you remember that day that I came back from that old dude threatening me at that trailer park?
Oh,
Nah.
yeah.
From that delivery?
And the police came.
Oh, that's whenever Scott
That's fine.
yeah,
Scooty.
that's whenever Scott was working. And what's that place called? Yeah, so you know that trailer park that's next to the movie theater?
Yeah.
So I pull up there one day and I was working the day with Scott. And this is whenever I first graduated high school and he was training me to be a manager. And so I pulled up because the guy didn't have the number of the trailer.
Yeah, stop staring at me like that. He's the one that says sit on your balls, all right? I just made the laugh that sounded like the beginning of that rap song.
What rap song?
Jump around. Just the beginning part.
Okay. Hey, take a break
Kinda
from that song.
Stop! Yeah.
All right, let me fucking say it. Evan, stop staring at him. Why are you
Continue.
staring at him? He didn't do anything.
Continue.
No, because now Ben's not going to be able to focus because it looks like you... Dude, all right. Y'all need to chill. There's some weird sexual tension going on right
You
now,
can't
and it's
tell, but
freaking
Evan's
me
been
out.
staring at me for like a minute straight. With
All right.
this slight
Oh,
smile.
dude.
What?
Just go, Ben.
All right, so I pull up to this place, and I couldn't figure out what house it was because the guys didn't put the number on there. And so I'm driving around, and I'd never been there before. It was my first time. So I pull in through the left first, and I'm looking around. I'm like, it's not here. And all they did was put a description of the trailer. I back up, and I'm in the Subi. No, I'm not. I'm still in the Camry. And I pull forward, and I'm like, okay, these two look like houses that I could deliver to, you know, because these both look like the trailer. Hop out, pull out the pizza, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, this dude starts walking up, and I look at it, the ticket, and I'm like, Tyler? And he's just like, you know, you shouldn't be coming here. And I was like, Tyler? Like, are you not Tyler? And he was like, this is my turf. And I was like,
Yo.
huh, this guy's kind of weird. And he keeps getting closer to me. And so I'm like, I set down the pizzas back inside of my car. And I'm like, I don't feel pretty good about this. And he comes like all the way up to me, like from me to you. And he's like, you should know, like, you shouldn't be coming through here. And I was like, why? Is there like landmines and stuff? Are there booby traps? He was like, no, because I deal weed out of here and I'm your competition or some shit like that. And I was like,
We got him.
I point on top and I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking delivery driver. Like, he can see my topper, he can see my shirt, he sees my hat, he sees the fucking product, the hand creams. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just trying to deliver. And he was like, if you ever come around here again, we're gonna have trouble. And he like starts stepping forward to me, and I'm like, this is whenever I was like 140 pounds. And I was like, this old man, and he was probably 60, 65 years old.
Probably
And he
could've
had just told me that he was growing weed inside of his trailer. And that's whenever I was like, I know that if me and this dude fight, he was definitely on something. Because he was geeking. Like, he was fucking scratching at himself. He was like fucking looking around. Like, he was like, he was definitely on something. He had shoved a crack rock up his butthole. You know?
I feel like it was like that old. You should just keep like one firecracker on you so you can just kind of
Toss it out. He has a
toss it
heart
outside.
attack. Smoke bombs, throw him down. But no, so I had my door open, and I looked in there, and me and my best friend at the time had just got done playing baseball a few days ago at the yard. I still had my bat in there, and he was still like getting close to me, getting up in my face. And I start stepping towards my open door because I'm about to grab this fucking bat because this dude just said that like I need to get the shit out of there. And then he was like, if you ever come back here again, I'll fucking kill you.
Is this the one where you brutally murdered that man?
Yeah, bust him over the head. And then I necro-raped his head.
That's why we have a bunch of the weed in there. No.
So he ends up walking back, and I go to the trailer, and I go back, I tell Scott about it, and they ended up calling the police, or Scott called the police, and I literally told him that the dude told me he was growing weed, and that he threatened me, and that he threatened to kill me. And the police were like, all right, we're going to take you down for a statement because we're about to go arrest him. And I was following Look Who Got Arrested for like a week, and I told them his number of his trailer. And I'm like, at least if he's not growing weed and the dude's crazy, he was on something, and he also threatened me. I'm willing to fucking testify against this dude. And like, I never got a fucking message back from them. And I was checking Look Who Got Busted for like fucking 6 weeks. I'm like, he should be in jail, you know?
That's how it always is. They're like, yeah, we'll get testimony.
Yeah.
But
It was so blank.
nothing's going to happen.
That'd be a cool show premise.
What?
Kind of is.
Finding the way, the KKK.
You know, like, because there's shows where there's like people who kill like killers and stuff like that. So we'll cut this out, but I'm just saying, Evan still knows where they live.
Who lives?
KKK.
Oh,
And we know they got swords and stuff in there, so I'm just saying.
That was years ago. That was when I was like 18.
Yeah, they probably dipped out.
They're probably like, man, we couldn't recruit that delivery driver.
But it's the KKK, bro.
Bro, you know I'm half white.
Okay, well they're gonna hate.
I'm just gonna
the
tell
half
them.
of you that's not.
I'm just gonna tell him, dude, I tan really well.
Why would you want to join the KKK, bro?
So you could take
Doesn't matter. I'm fully
gotta-
white, and I
it-
still
you-
don't want to join them.
You have to infiltrate from inside,
Yeah,
dude.
let's
I was
switch
just-
their perspectives, dude. What if you could get all the KKK in one fucking clan to start hating white people? You turn them all extremely far liberal, and they're like, white people are the scourge of the earth now, and you're like, all the shit, white people are so lazy, all the shit that the KKK says, and then you're like,
Did y'all
job
ever
well
see that
done.
movie, Black Klansman?
Nah.
It was spelled Black, K at the end of Black, an extra K, and then K for Klansman. It was a pretty recent movie. I think it was based on a true story where there's a black guy that worked for the police department around the time where, I'm saying like 70s, based on like the hair. So I was watching that movie on the way to Vegas, and it was a black police officer, and I guess he got a call from like a Klans member, and they were kind of being like on the down low, but I think they were like trying to recruit him or something. He ends up like, he talks white in the movie or on the phone, and they're like, oh, hey, man, like, you want to be a part of this? And he's like, yo, yeah, sure, brother. Like, just let me know what's going on. And it's a black guy, and so he ends up joining the KKK.
Really?
And then...
Was this a comedy?
Kinda. It was like a political comedy, and so he ends up getting his like partner, which was the guy who played Kylo Ren. He was in that movie, and so he gets him
when
to
was
go.
this?
Yeah, I've never even heard of this.
That's what I'm thinking. Was it like a blockbuster movie?
I'm pretty sure.
Like a major picture?
Dude, imagine if you just, instead of a telemarketer calling you, it's just the KKK, and they're just hitting you up. They're like, "Hey, brother, would you like to join the
Oh my
KKK
God.
tonight?"
That would fuck me up. Dude, if I ever got a call from the KKK, I would troll them so fucking hard. Could you imagine how fun it would be to fuck with a bunch of Klansmen?
Yeah.
And every time you're like, yeah, I want to join. And they're like, okay, what do you feel like? And you're like, God damn it, I fucking love my wife. She's Jewish and I love her so much. And guess what? This is the best fucking part. Her fucking dad, he's Mexican. And then you just fucking work through the line and they're standing on the edge of the phone being like, who's going to tell him that he can't join? You know? Like, who are we going to pass this guy off to? It's a bunch of cunts on the fucking KKN and being like, maybe he's not the best for
Like,
us.
we're gonna pass you on to our cartel hotline.
Yeah, we're going to pass you off to human resources so we can get your... And then you continue and you're like, and guess what? I was a Christian before, but I sacrificed my life to Allah. Dude, Allahu Akbar, man. And they're like, what the fuck are we talking to, bro?
They're like, we gotta get away from this guy.
Your last name's Johnson. We thought this was a sure sell.
That movie was funny because no, it's just all right. You can cut this.
That last, the fucking Johnson.
God damn it, Ben. I'm sorry. Dude, Ben's always just sitting there being like, what am I going to say next?
Because the like leader in the movie was Topher Grace. You know how that is, right? That
Wait,
70s
Is that a
show.
Grandmaster?
He was a grandmaster. It was
Or
was-
no, it's
he
Grand
was the-
Dragon. Grand Dragon.
sure.
I thought it was the Grand Master.
Grand Wizard. Grand
Wizard.
Grand
Oh,
Wizard.
okay.
Yeah, but they also have the Red Dragon or some shit.
Red
I don't
Wizard
know.
or something like that.
No, there's something about a dragon.
They're like wizards.
Yeah, the top guy's the Grand Wizard, I think. I don't fucking know.
It is.
I don't
I
subscribe
remember,
to that
I
belief
remember
anymore.
this because one day I got sucked into YouTube and I was watching this documentary on the KKK, and then like
Was it a
Two-
Vice thing?
2 months go by, maybe 2 months go by, and my dad's like, "Look at this," and he's watching the same KKK
Yeah.
video.
This just reminded
Wait,
me.
you're not white?
Your pigment just
Shit, I
changes.
broke this chair.
I'm gonna go.
I'm a lizard. Did you just break my chair again?
I'm joking.
Oh my.
I'm joking.
Did you actually?
You can't break this chair.
It looks like it's broken. On the right arm. Is the right arm broken? How the fuck did you break a bag chair? Dude, you're bringing your own chair from now on.
That's it.
From now on. No, I'm serious. You're bringing your own fucking chair.
We were joking earlier, but now this is what it's become.
Bro, it's still usable and it's not gonna break.
Dude, you're bringing
Well,
your own
you're
fucking
saying
chair.
that now.
Bro, I can't fit a chair in my car.
All right,
I
continue.
need one of these.
Next time I'm gonna show up before him and take that chair.
No, you aren't, because you're gonna break that one too, you cunt.
No, I'm not. That one's strong and sturdy.
Evan, we've done 6
You know what?
podcasts and you've broken 3
a
chairs.
fucking lounging like yard chair, dude.
Evan, we've done the podcast 6 times now, and you've brought 3 chairs. I'm gonna be out of chairs by the time
what'd
that
you say?
season 1 is over.
What'd you say?
We've
Brought-
done the podcast 6
Brought-
times, and you've broken 3 chairs.
Bro, he said brought.
I'm gonna-
brought.
Quit deflecting right now.
I'm gonna hit you with a bat. That's what I'm gonna do. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with a bat. Then I don't have.
Dude!
I can't fucking believe you. You just broke it again.
You broke the other side.
We were talking about one side. You were arguing with me about breaking my chairs, and then you broke the other side. I don't understand you sometimes.
Bro.
I seriously don't think that you are an actual person. I just think that you are here to torment me sometimes. Like you just everything that happens.
I'm sorry that you have little kids furniture.
I have little kids for a chair. Or are you saying that I have little kids chairs? Because I don't have little kids for a chair. That'd be fucking weird, Evan.
You have little kid furniture.
Oh, I have little kid furniture. No, I don't, Evan. You weigh 300 pounds. Don't lean all of your weight on the side of my chair.
You're so toxic.
I can't believe you sometimes. Sometimes it's just like you don't even, like you're not real.
I'm
We
sorry,
had such
dude.
a good friendship whenever we first started talking.
Well, he's not really real. We just materialized him.
All right, well, this bad boy's even out now, so
Yeah, until you break the
It's all right.
seat.
I just got to break the back in the seat now.
All right, that's your chair from now on. I got that chair from my parents, so you can break it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my own next time.
Did you ever hear about there was somebody who was streaming on Twitch, and I think they killed themselves, all of them. They killed themselves, and the stream was still live, and what was left of them was like on like stream, still there, and people in the comments were like, "Yo, what's going on?" And they were like reporting it, and they were trying to get Twitch to like see anything, and Twitch just saw it, took it down, didn't say anything. They didn't call the police. They didn't do anything about it. They were just like, "Oh, we'll just bury that deep."
Yeah.
And then the only way people found out about that was the people that saw it. Were like, "Hey, like, what happened to this?" Turns out, like, Twitch didn't notify the police or the parents or anything. They just kind of, yeah.
Dude, isn't that fucked though that more of that stuff's gonna start happening? Because streaming's pretty new. And then now you have people are doing like IRL streams to where they're just walking around. So I wouldn't imagine that you're gonna start seeing people getting fucking mugged or people fucking with other people for like clicks and views. Like the other day, there was this dude, and I saw it on Reddit, there was this dude who was talking shit about some guy's daughter, catcalling his daughter. And they were walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and he was like, "Hey, baby, why don't you let me get in that ass?" or some shit like that. And the dad turns around, and he was like, "She's 15, asshole." And he was like, "Then what are you doing hanging out with her?" And he's like, "It's a father-daughter date." And he's just like, "Well, don't be fucking weird." And the guy comes up like real close in his face, and he tells him off and shit. And the guy calms down for a second. The guy who was originally catcalling, he's like, "Well, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to be disrespectful." Like all those pussy-ass streamers do and YouTubers do whenever they're called out on their shit. Because a lot of them think that, "Oh, I'm going to fuck with this person. They're going to start walking away and it's going to give me views and likes because I'm being annoying."
Yeah.
And then, so this dude starts walking back and he starts doing the shit again. And he's like, "Isn't it kind of weird that you're hanging out with a 15-year-old girl?" Even though it's still like, he just told you that it was his daughter.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's weird seeing that shit happen now to where people are talking shit to gangsters for views and shit. That's just going to start getting live streamed to where they just get the shit kicked out of them and they got to breathe through a tube for the rest of their life.
I don't understand. Like, why? Like, there's a whole, like, not brand, like a group of people, like the Clout Chasers. Well, they'll do dumb stuff. They'll, like, rob from a store. Or there was one guy on Instagram. If you watch Leon Lush, he did those videos, like, it was, like, Insufferable Instagram. We're just the Clout Chasers. And it was, like, there was one guy where he would go to a store and, like, and, like, trash the place and just grab some stuff and just bolt.
Yeah.
For views, and there's one where he's like getting a haircut and he's like, "Oh, let me check this out in the mirror," and he just leaves.
Yeah.
With the whatever it's called, like the cover's still on him, and he's just like running. It's like you got views, but now everyone hates you.
Yeah.
You're just a bad person now.
Yeah. Do you ever like think of that shit if something were to happen at your place where you work at, to where somebody for views, they take the monitor that you type in the order at and they fucking throw it through the window or some shit? Or they walk back and they start stealing pizzas, or they assault one of the employees or some shit like that. And there's a dude in the background with his iPhone filming. Do you ever think about that?
I feel
it's not
like
gonna happen in our town, but
yeah.
There's a video of somebody doing that.
I don't know. I feel afraid of. I know I would do something about it, but I'm afraid that I would lose my job because of that shit.
Yeah. Would you lose your job for protecting your employees?
I feel like if everything went in my favor,
because there's cameras in there.
I don't think I would lose my job. But if I did something wrong, definitely.
Yeah.
Like if I did something where like it hurt that person, then they sued or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can get sued for anything nowadays. But I mean, for the most part, I don't think I would lose my job. But who knows? But I feel like I'd rather protect myself and the people around me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Than
pull out the Glock.
yeah.
To cap them.
Than care about a job.
Yeah. Like some of these videos are people walking into restaurants and they pay for a pizza and they open up the pizza and it's hot as fuck and they dump it on the employee.
They do that?
Yeah, I saw a video about that today and it was on Reddit and it was something like people are assholes on Reddit and somebody took the fucking pizza and dumped it on.
It was supposed to be like a joke?
Yeah, and they did it for clout.
Dude, I would beat the shit out of someone if they did that to me.
Yeah, those pizzas, little PSA for anybody who ever thinks about clout chasing. If you ever dump hot pizza on somebody, that shit just came out of the oven and you touch that, that's a 3rd-degree burn.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a clout chaser in the store one time.
Really?
But yeah, he was being a little shithead to me. And he opened up the pizza and I could see his fucking friend videotaping him. His friend had his fucking hoodie on and he was sticking the camera out like this. Acting like I want to see his fucking iPhone.
Yeah.
Acting like he could treat me like shit just because I was handing him his fucking food, you know, or handing him his hand cream. Yeah.
We are hand cream.
We are hand cream. I was handing him his hand cream.
I don't think I've ever dealt with a clout chaser. Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have to.
If someone says something to me, I don't give a fuck. But if you touch me, that's a different story. Like, don't fucking touch me.
There's people going behind people and slapping their asses while they're in the store.
Yeah.
And
I don't care if that's a fucking joke or not. Who gives a shit?
That's like
you already made the move.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely sexual assault. But they never get filed because the second that the camera stops, they're out. It's not a fucking journalist activity to where they slap somebody's ass and they're like, let's get the reaction all the way.
How's it going? My name's Dave.
Yeah. I'm John Quinones, and I'm with What Would You Do? Are you going to beat my ass? Because if you are, I'm going to leave.
Nah, so the other day, I was looking through some Reddit stuff. Airbnb horror stories.
What?
Have you ever read those?
From the people who...
Yeah, like the hosts.
Really?
Yeah. No, there's a couple good ones. Here, I'll do... This first one was kind of... It wasn't the best one, but it was decent. It was interesting. So this couple, they rented a Palm Beach condominium for longer than 30 days, which gave these renters squatter rights, according to California law.
What?
And so the people wouldn't leave.
Yo.
What the fuck is a squatter right?
I guess since they resided there for 30 days, that kind of gave them like the ability to live there. Like that was their residence.
They should make it
Oh, that's where they got the fucking car squats from.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so this woman had to spend like thousands of dollars in attorney fees to get these people evicted. She couldn't get them out of her house.
Dude.
Nah, I would have just hired a fucking pimp to go in there with a bunch of...
I would have been like, yeah, I've got a building I need to defumigate.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a flea problem to where they go in and flea bomb the house. It's like, yeah, nobody's living in there. Just go in.
Just make sure you don't go all the better.
All you see is
Hey, get out!
Just white smoke flies out of all the open windows, and 4 people just fucking start sprinting out.
They fly out the
It's
window.
like
A dude with
Bro.
a gas mask and an AK walks out. It's like, where'd you get the AK?
Yo, it's like that fucking movie Fun with Dick and Jane where all the Mexicans are crossing the border. They're just they're like ants going everywhere. Well, that one was just kind of an interesting story. These are the next ones are a little
Horror?
different.
Yeah, it sounded fucking horrible there. Could you
Yeah.
imagine renting out your house to make a couple extra bucks? And then
Somebody's like, I live here
I
now.
live here now. Wait, did they ever get them out? Was there an
Yeah.
update to that?
Yeah, they got him out.
Yeah, they
but
did
they had to
fumigate
like
that place.
they had to like go
Don't
with
tell
a
me they
lawyer.
had to lawyer up.
Yeah, they had to lawyer up to
Fucking-
get him out.
Why did they let them rent there for 30 days anyways?
I don't know.
That's
I'm sure they probably made some like rule or like policy after that.
well, yeah, they also don't.
You can rent up to
The-
29 days. What if they're like, oh, instead of like changing like the squatting law or whatever, they just make it where you have your squatter rights, but you have to squat in place at the residency for 30 days. Let's go, let's go.
And you have to hold all your stuff.
Jesus. All right.
Just
so,
walk in there, tip them over. All right, get out of my house.
All right. So, all right, here's the next one. So this guy says, my in-laws used to be Airbnb, or they used to Airbnb their house while they were traveling. And once the people staying there left the deck doors and windows open all night, despite the instructions being very clear that this should not be done. A bird got into the house and in its stupid attempt to escape, bloodied itself all over the main floor and died in the living room.
Oh,
The people staying there decided not to mention anything and just left it like that.
During their stay?
Yeah.
Are they retarded? What the fuck?
I don't think I've ever told y'all this story.
What?
Okay.
So in middle school, I had gym first period. And so I'd get there kind of late, so I had to do push-ups because I was late even by a minute. So I got there, I was doing my push-ups, and then I had to run in there to change to my gym clothes, and I came back out. As I came back out, they left the doors open. It was like the small gym at the middle school, and so I just see, I'm like, what is that? And like me and 3 other guys are looking around,
Oh,
like,
no.
is that a bat? I'm like, no, it's a bird. And so they've got the 2 doors that go in there. But at the one side, they have these windows. I don't know if they could ever open them, but it's like little small rectangular panes across it. And all we see is this bird just, it's like tweeting, trying to get out of there. And it's like, air outside, I see it. Boom. It hits the window. It falls a bit. And we're like, oh no. And then it starts flapping and gets back up and it goes around. And we're like, what? And by that point, after that, because it was a pretty loud smack. So now everyone and the gym teacher, we're all looking at it like, what? Everyone else is like, is that a bird? How did it get in here? And we're all like, it's going to do it again. And we just see it like,
Get out!
it goes to the other side where there's no windows and it turns and it just starts going straight for the window. And at that point, it's just like, bah! For like 1 second, it was like, and then it plopped down on the ground. And like me and those 3 guys were like, it's like one of those motorcycles that try to jump over the cars after they fall. The crewmates run out to it. It was like us. We're like, he didn't make it. He didn't make it. And we're running over there. We're looking at it. It's still alive a little bit, and like one wing's broken. The other one's just like flapping a little bit. Like, brothers, help me. And so this one guy's like, okay, and he like scoops it up, and so we start walking out to the door, and he's like, you're free now. And he just jumps it straight up.
He just throws it.
He doesn't like try to like toss it up a little bit. He's like, no, this guy's got it. He
wing
throws
is
it
broken.
straight up in the air. You can see as it goes straight up, one wing is just gone, and the other one goes out a little bit, but it's like, no, this is my end. And it falls straight back down, just, and he's like, it didn't go. I'm like, yeah, dude, the thing broke his wings inside.
And probably also his neck.
It's like, we all saw that in there. And he's like, still alive. And we're like, yeah, man, like
Jesus Christ.
it's still alive, but like it's not going anywhere. I think we should just, I don't know, we have to do something. And he's like, okay.
Oh my
Right, he just steps on the bird.
Are you friends
my
with a psychopath? God damn.
I was like, yo, this is the last week of 7th grade. And that's it. I'm out.
God.
I'm out of here.
Were we in the same fucking period? Because I remember we were in the same gym class. God damn. That was him. We were in the same gym class. Dude, another story about that fuck. This dude was a fucking psycho. So we were in elementary school together. Maybe it was 4th or 5th grade. And every Friday we had free day off to where we could either climb the little climbing wall, which was only like 5 feet tall, but we were all 3 feet tall, so it was actually pretty fucking lit. Or we could play basketball, or we could play volleyball, or whatever. And so one day, this dude grabs a fucking bat, and we got a bird inside, and it tried to go through the door.
What the fuck is
Y'all
wrong
know
with this
fucking
dude?
the executioner from Skyrim, to where he fucking brings it up and swings down. The bird was flying out, and he hits him with the bat.
Oh my god.
Killed the bird like that. And he picks up the bird, and he's like, I don't think it's light. He's holding it by the neck in his right hand and holding it by the ass in his left hand. And he goes, I don't think it's still alive. And he breaks its fucking neck.
No.
Folds it. He
Did this-
folds it like a fucking book.
Dude.
Is this guy in prison now for
No,
being a
he-
fucking serial killer?
He was one of my real good friends in high school. Our
Dude,
last
we
year of
gotta
high school. Dude, he was
Ben,
so
we gotta
fucking
get out.
funny.
We gotta get out. We gotta get out.
He was. He's actually coming over. He's coming over. Dude, he was so
Actually.
fucking funny in high school. We ended up talking about it. And he was like, he used to pick up those roly polies and pick them up and fucking eat them. The dude was so strange. He was so strange. And he ended up being
was funny.
real fucking funny. But the dude was a psycho.
Dude.
And he also
Maybe.
he had a runny nose one day, and we were in our 7th grade math class. You know how we had the lower math class, or all the 7th graders were in the lower level, all the 8th graders were in the top level.
Mm.
We were in 7th grade together in the same classroom, and he had a real runny nose one day. And we related because we had the same allergies. The only thing is we handled them a little bit different. He had a real runny nose, and he ended up blew it all over his arm like it was a tissue. Blew it all over his arm like it was a tissue, and then goes and slurps it up off of his arm.
He just slurped a line of booger.
3 of the girls in the class. I remember my math teacher talking. My math teacher was a cunt, but this day was so funny. It was like, 3 of the girls in the class ended up puking everywhere immediately because he was like, blew it all over his jacket, slurped it up.
And
He just had this slime trail on his hoodie.
yo, what if it's like this?
Sniffs it back up. Sniffs it back up.
He just.
Puts it in the fucking fattest loogie. But that dude was so fucking.
Yeah.
He was so funny. Funniest dude that I've ever met. But I felt like he would fuck me if I fell asleep around him. Dude was a weirdo.
I can't really sleep well at night, so I've tried people just reading books or anything, but I think it's really weird now that the only way I can go to sleep, and this is every night now, is that I will play I'll go on YouTube and I'll search scary stories, and it'll be like somebody reads off of Reddit horror stories. It's the only way I can sleep now.
Have you guys heard that creepypasta?
Which one? There's a lot.
I'm sorry. This one's fucking so scary. So this dude's in a cabin in the woods, and he ends up going, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. In this creepypasta, a guy goes into the woods, and he's a bushman. And he goes into the woods and he starts building a cabin. Goes back home the next day with his dog. Comes back the next day with his dog. Keeps building this little cabin. Heads back home. Comes back 2 weeks later and the cabin's already finished.
He didn't finish it?
No. And so he's like, well, this is fucking weird. But he had told his friends about where the cabin is. He goes inside of the cabin. Goes inside. Goes to bed. Wakes up the next morning, goes out, finds food, shoots some squirrels. Comes back, makes a campfire, sets it up, starts blowing out the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the windows, the chimney. Starts blowing out of the chimney. All the smoke.
Okay.
Leaves later. Comes back, goes inside. On the TV, apparently there's a TV, it starts playing a story. And it says, do you know this? Do you know this? It's like, do you know cow? It says, yes. Do you know chicken? It says, yes. It says, do you know elephant? It says, yes. Do you know giraffe? It says, yes. And then it says, do you know these? What does he say? Do you know these?
Huh?
Do you know these?
Yes.
Do you know these nuts?
Yeah, I knew it.
I fucking hate you.
Got him. Yo.
I knew I couldn't ask you about that. You were fucking following me the second that it started.
Because I was going to write like a short scary story like this. I was like, okay. And you were like, do you know these? And I was like, sounds like
I know where
D's.
this is going.
Sounds like D's.
I was gonna say D's, but I knew
that
that it
would've-
was gonna fucking flip off the switch.
God damn. You hit the most grogged up one of us all.
Yeah.
I knew you would fall for it.
God damn it.
Alright, tell the story
Bruh, I can't even anymore.
after that.
After all the shit we've talked about.
I was trying to say he came back and
Did you just make that up off your head?
yeah, I was trying to implement Windows because I was gonna say he goes to the
Wendy's.
windows and it says, do you know blah blah blah, and he fell asleep, woke back up, do you know blah blah blah, do you know this head or this face, and he falls asleep. And then he wakes up and he says, do you know what this is written on? And he says, Windows, you know, and it says, repeat the phrase, do you know Windows? But I couldn't say, do you know Windows nut slap your face? I couldn't fucking think about to implement Windows in it.
That's good. You switched to the TV.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And you're like,
But I fucked it up because the TV automatically showed up in a bushcraft cabin. I couldn't think of a way to implement the fucking TV. I'm glad that nobody caught on to that there was a TV in the
when you were like,
bushcraft.
And then there was TV or something like that. I was like,
Oh, TV
okay,
was
he
there?
probably
All
forgot
right.
how it went or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, just keep going.
What about Wendy's nut slap your face, huh? Evan's gotten got twice. I'm gonna try and do this.
All right, I'm retiring.
Oh, you'll get us.
No,
I
he
know I
won't.
will.
Yeah. I'm on guard all the time now.
I don't care about you. Even if you did that to me, I'm gonna fucking get him.
It's always me.
Yeah, you're easy. Yo, give me some coke. Let's go.
Alright, I'll fucking give you some coke.
Oh, get off me.
Get it.
Thank you for choosing Daddy's Boys Podcast. This is episode 6.
I pinched him in the nipple.
Please check us out on our Instagram and our YouTube at the Daddy's Boys Podcast. I'm Evan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Ben.
We'll be back.
I'm Ben.
I'm Ben.
I'm Ben.
Yo, my nipples hurting.
And that was Evan. Have a good night.
Yeah.
There we go.
Evan snapped.
Effort's most of it.
Oh, why is my left one good? Look at that.
Evan's actually
Yeah, that was
left-handed.
actually kind of decent. Oh, nice job, man.
Shit,
All right.
it's my right hand that's fucked up.
It's like whenever your kid ties his shoes for the first time and you're like, oh, nice job, man. Oh, let me give you a cookie. Hey, we have cookies if you want some.
Dude, give me a cookie.
Yeah.
Do you actually want a cookie? I'll bring some cookies in here.
Evan's in his kitty
Nah.
chair, getting his first snaps.
Yeah.
Let's get him a cookie.
Hey, don't be bad. I'll spank you.
All right, when are we sparring, man?
Yo, I'm not sparring with a
Trying
kid.
to get you afraid to get your ass beat by a
Yo,
little
if you're
kid?
not sparring-
I've actually got my disassembled AR in here.
Oh yeah. You wanna put together those fire through those
Dude.
walls.
Today I was at work and I was putting some stuff in my work vehicle, and this one dude at one of my stores was like, "Oh, what are you carrying?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "What's in that case over there?" I was like, "Bro, you think I just have my freaking Glock like sitting there like right in the like open?"
What was the case?
It was a fucking Dremel.
I'm packing, bitch.
I thought you'd be like, you think I just carry this just out in the open?
I got the strap.
Well,
You pull it out.
Like, where's the power outlet?
I'm finna mark you up, pussy.